let's jump in and have a look to see where you're going to be meeting your next love, the person that becomes important in your life. We'll also have a look at timing, about sort of when you're likely to come across this person, bump into them, happen upon them somewhere. So we'll try and get just a bit more information about the where and the when. So that's pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. Just take a moment, see which pile you feel drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one pile, that's fine. There could be additional messages in there. Perhaps there's going to be 2 people. Perhaps it's going to be a tricky situation for you. And I will see you in your pile. Pile 1, if you're drawn to the first card, you have got the 9 of Pentacles. So it's quite possible the overall energy of where you're going to meet your partner is somewhere that you feel sort of happy, at home, centered, grounded. I mean, it could be your local garden center or somewhere where you feel really comfortable, your local coffee shop, something like that. So let's just pull some more energy. So I think we'll try and narrow down the location, the place, a little bit more, the circumstances, and then we'll look at what sort of catches your eye about this person, your sort of initial interaction or feeling about them. And then over here, we'll look at the timing of when this is likely to happen. Okay, so pile 1. When is pile 1? Sorry. Where is pile 1 likely to come across this person? The Hermit. So quite possibly somewhere where you're very content to be alone. So, I mean, it might be somewhere where you're out walking, or just somewhere, you know, a park bench that you like to go and sit on, watch the world go by. We'll clarify that a bit more in a moment, but we'll pull this top row first. So what will catch your eye about this person, or what will be the kind of initial interaction between the two of you? Tell us more. Pile 1. Woo! Card's going crazy. So we've got the 5 of Wands and the Page of Swords for that position. So I think, I don't know, I'm kind of getting the, it's almost like someone could be playing football or some kind of game, possibly something a bit more strategic, but quite a lot of energy. So it'll be kind of quite a fast moving game or interaction, maybe. I mean, I'm sort of thinking game because I'm thinking of a park, but it could be even online, you know, it could be someone who's kind of competitive and quick-witted enough to stay on top of the competition, but we'll clarify that a bit further in a moment. We'll look at the timing of when this first encounter, when you might come across this person. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Wands, so sort of fiery energy. Could well be sort of in the warmer period of your year, maybe sort of spring, summery time. Fire, so depending on which side of the equator you live, either sort of summer, June, July, August, or the other way around if you live on the bottom side of the equator. Okay, let's clarify. So tell us more about where this is going to take place. So yeah, I feel it's somewhere that you're quite happy to go alone, somewhere you feel very comfortable and welcome. You know, you don't feel at all awkward being there alone. Tell us more about this Hermit and this 9 of Pentacles place. Tell us more about the place where one meets their person. Oops. So we have the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. So, yeah, somewhere where there is energy around you, but as I say, somewhere that you find sort of relaxing and calm, and somewhere that you sort of it kind of fills your cup, makes you happy, so it gives you a sense of happiness, of fulfillment. So I mean, it could even be a gym. Perhaps you take the yoga class there, and that makes you feel better, makes you feel good, makes you feel happy. Or it could be, an outdoor space where there is sort of quite a lot of energy around, sort of young people playing football or playing games, volleyball, tennis. And I mean, that is a cup. So it's quite possible with this Knight of Cups that it is somewhere where there's sort of supportive team efforts. But yeah, some kind of quite possibly team games, sports. It's kind of what I'm getting from those three. Somewhere where there's something to be kind of won, battled for, but not in a unpleasant way, in a sort of sporty, exciting kind of way with that Knight of Wands. So yeah, but you definitely feel comfortable there. So I mean, it might be a team sport you're involved in yourself, even though the Hermit is there by himself. I mean, if it's a team, you're going to have everyone around you supporting you. I think it's quite a supportive, kind of friendly, nice, active environment. Okay, I don't know if that resonates with you, pile one. Okay, so what do you notice about this person? I think from these two cards, you notice that they're sort of competitive, but also, they're not scared. They don't stand back with this Page of Swords. They're happy to get involved in the melee of whatever's going on here. If it's football or, I don't know, basketball, baseball, I don't know, whatever situation, or maybe some other form of sort of a team sport, but, where there is a little bit of rivalry maybe, or a little bit of competition. Okay, got the High Priestess at the bottom there. Okay, tell us more about what you'll notice, what will catch your eye about this person. Tell us more. Tell us more. I mean, the Page of Swords, possibly someone who's quite tall, athletic, sort of possibly slender. Let's see. Tell us more. Whoops. The Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords and the Moon. So I think quite possibly it's somebody that you sort of admire their energy, their commitment, their kind of ability to get involved in the game, keep their eye on the game or on the activity. It's not necessarily a game. I mean, you might not be someone who enjoys sport. It might just be, it could be a debate society or some other sort of more strategic, more mental kind of activity. So, I mean, it might not be that this is a sport, but it seems to be a team thing, or, it could be the pub quiz. I don't know. So with this Mother of Pentacles, I think you are attracted to their ability to support other people, to support their team, to kind of, get stuck in with that pentacle, sort of down to earth. And with this Knight of Swords, they don't hold back. They don't mind, if they get the answer wrong, if it's a pub quiz, or if, they drop the ball, if it's a sport or something. But I think with the Moon, I think there's a little bit also mystery around them. I think, you're not quite, you want to know more about them. You're not quite sure what makes them tick, how they are sort of outside of this environment of sort of team, leisure, time, activity. But yeah, I think you definitely admire that they have got this aspect to them, but you want to get to know more about them. Okay, and with this Queen of Wands, as I say, I'm getting the sort of summertime. She's got the sunflower there, quite possibly. She's got one wand. I don't know, when will this reading be? This is in August. So let's see, get some more information for this Queen of Wands. Tell us more about the timing of meeting this person. They seem quite nice. Swords, I'm kind of getting that element of their physical attributes more, sort of tall, lean, slender, athletic-y type, quite possibly. Okay, this Queen of Wands, let's see. Tell us about this Queen of Wands. Just one or two cards is fine, because otherwise it could get a bit confusing. So just a card or two for this timing. Whoops. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So Pentacles, not necessarily the summer, but 8 is August. So I think it depends on where you are. So I would say if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, quite possibly August. So, I mean, there's only a few days left of August now, but that's what this seems to say. But I think with the Pentacle aspect of it, I think if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it will be in your summer, which would be, January, February, would it be? Crazy. Okay. Let's just pull 3 cards and a crossing card. Any extra messages about this person? Any extra messages for pile 1 about this person? Where or possibly when? Okay. So we've got the Lovers. So yeah, it's going to be hot wherever you are and whenever you are. The Knight of Wands. So yeah, definitely getting quite a lot of wand energy. So I think this person is quite energetic, fiery, not necessarily fiery, but energetic, sort of follows their hobbies, ambitions, goals. The Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, I think this is definitely somewhere that you're going to feel comfortable. It's somewhere where there's fun, or there can be laughs, can be giggles, and this person will just catch your eye. Yeah, I mean, she's kind of smiling too. She's smiling. So yeah, I think it is somewhere where there's a little bit of maybe lively debate, or kind of wit, kind of banter maybe, but definitely somewhere you feel comfortable, that you, with the Pentacles, quite probably go to on a regular basis or fairly regular basis. And with this Two of Pentacles, I think you'll be looking at it in a whole new way. I think you'll be kind of surprised that this person is there. You possibly, I don't think you'll have met them before, maybe, or come across them before. Maybe your paths haven't crossed in the past, but I think for sure it looks like soon, very soon, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you will be crossing paths with this person, and I think it's going to end up making people very happy. Okay, pile 1, good luck with that. Let me know if this happens in August, or wherever you are, whenever your August equivalent type month would be, and I'll see you next time. Pile 2, if you chose the second card out, this is your card. You have got the Ace of Swords. So as the overall energy of where you're going to meet this person. So kind of getting the vibe that it's somewhere quite important, somewhere where there's sort of strategy meetings, or intellectual discussion possibly. So I don't know, maybe a library, or maybe a courtroom or a lawyer's office. I mean, you may not be involved in situations that take you to those places, but it's quite possibly somewhere that you sort of have to go, you need to go. Probably don't go there on a regular basis, I don't think. Okay, and let's pull some extra cards. So I think here we'll try and narrow down this location, this place, the circumstances of, and then we'll have a look at what will catch your eye, what you'll notice about this person, and then we'll look at the timing of when this encounter may take place. Okay, so tell us more. They're going to meet their partner. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Swords, so swordsy place again, and the Emperor. So yeah, I am kind of getting the vibe that it is somewhere official, quite possibly. I mean, I'm almost getting with this Ten of Swords that it's, you know, somewhere where you might register a death or possibly submit your final project, your final assignment or your dissertation at college, you know, university, something like that. Somewhere this guy's an important sort of guy, strategic again. So, I mean, he might be the dean of a university or you know, a judge in a court or something like that. So I don't know whether you currently go to that. I mean, it could even be your boss's office or, you know, some kind of authority, some place of authority that you need to go to get something stamped, finish something. Could be the DVLA, you know. I'm not sure, DVMB. I'm not sure what that is in America, but, you know, the driving license office. You've sort of been through your test and you're now going to get your driving license. Could be anything. That sort of vibe is what I'm getting. Let's have a look at what will catch your eye about this person. Okay, give us a card for what will catch pile two's eye, what they'll notice about this person, what will draw them to them, maybe how the conversation will spark up, that kind of vibe. Let's see, pile two. Okay, so we have Temperance, so someone very patient, waiting in line patiently, just, yeah, someone who's not ruffled by being in this situation, this authority place, this law court or head office or whatever it might be. Clarify in a moment. Okay, and then here we just want a quick hint about the timing of when this might happen. Quick hint about the timing. Pile two is going to come across this person, going to be in this situation. So they notice this nice, patient, steady fellow, lady, person. Okay. Quick timing card if you can, please, for pile two. Give us a hint. Okay. So we've got the Ten of Cups. I'm only really going to take one because otherwise it's going to be very confusing. But the Six of Cups wants to show as well. So summertime, maybe water, possibly. I mean, that looks almost like a beach or a lake or a swimming pool, somewhere where there's water involved, maybe. 10's not really summertime in the Northern Hemisphere, so possibly a swimming pool or a fountain in a park, somewhere where there's water. So yeah, 10, I mean, that would be maybe October, or it could be 10 sort of weeks or months maybe. I guess we'll try and pull another card on that in a moment, but first we're going to have a look deeper into this place. So for pile two, tell us more about the location of this meeting. Okay, so we've got the King of Cups. So sort of, he's given me less of the officious vibe, but again, he's looking pretty serious. So, I mean, it could be, yeah, somewhere where things are very sort of regulated. I'm kind of getting from him. Regulation. The King of Pentacles. Again, that's kind of that planning. Could be a planning office, planning permission application. And he's also looking quite severe, quite stern. These people aren't frolicking around. That Emperor sitting, they're all sitting on their thrones. So, yeah, I think somewhere where there is somebody that you need to talk to, someone in authority. And the Seven of Cups, I think quite possibly something that is a little bit confusing, or, as often important paperwork can be. So something that I think you feel a little bit out of your comfort zone with. You're not really sure, how things work in this situation. So I think, yeah, you'll be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Trying not to sort of put a foot wrong. So, yeah, boss's office or court, library maybe, at university or school, I guess. Okay, and what catches your eye about this person is that I think they don't seem flapped at all by being here. So this is someone who's sort of laid back. I mean, he's in his casuals, he's got his his vest on, and his big chunky work boots. So, he's not in a suit. So, and he's looking pretty laid back, pretty casual, with those wings behind him. I don't think he's feeling flustered. He's feeling quite at home wherever this is. Okay, let's just pull a couple more cards on him. So, what will pile 2 notice about this person? Sticking out like a sore thumb in this environment. Tell us about pile 2. What will they notice? Okay, so we've got the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so I think it's someone who's just going to be really kind and helpful and offer you some guidance to help you get through whatever paperwork or whatever rigmarole you have to go through at this place. So it's not somewhere, I don't think, that you go every day. Somewhere that you have to go for a specific reason. So, and then you come across this rather helpful young person, helpful young man or lady. And yeah, they're just really kind, and they're like, go out of their way to sort of help you, reassure you, point you in the right direction. Definitely someone who's, kind. And they don't mind, with this Knight of Pentacles, they don't mind taking time to help you with this. It could be that, it's complicated long form you have to fill in, but they're patient with you. They sit with you, maybe help you fill it out, help you, make sure that you get it all right. So, yeah, I think that's what catches your eye, is that they're quite cute, but also kind, gentle, patient. Nice. Okay. I think we'll just try and pull one extra card for this timing, because otherwise it might get confusing. So, any extra information for this timing, pile 2, when they're going to meet this person. Okay, so we've got more cups. We've got the 2 of Cups. So the 2 and the 10. So the cups does tend to be more of a sort of spring summery vibe. Quite possibly the 10 and the 2 could be a 12, could be December, sort of when you're, maybe you go to the swimming pool in the winter. So maybe that sort of works for you, but it's kind of more of a summer vibe. But I think maybe the 2 and the 10, it might be 12 months. It might be next year with these cups. So, for the Northern Hemisphere, certainly, because that would be August next year, where you might, it is sort of beach weather. Unless, of course, you're going on holiday to the southern hemisphere, or you live in the southern hemisphere, and then it's probably more like a couple of months before the weather starts improving, maybe. So yeah, I think it will be at a point where the weather is sort of warm and makes you think about swimming, going to the beach. So yeah, maybe a year, maybe a couple of months, depending on where you are. I guess months, and when would that be? October, August, September, October, yeah, November time. I guess it starts warming up in the south. Okay, I hope that was helpful, pile 2. If it was, please drop me a comment or drop me a like, and I'll see you next time. Pile 3, if you were drawn to the third card out, you picked the Hermit. So this place that you're going to meet your next love, the next important person in your life, looks like it's somewhere possibly where you go alone, possibly to reflect. So I don't know, maybe it's a sort of quiet walk that you like to do, somewhere where there's a little bench. You like to take a seat and look at the scenery, or maybe the beach, or somewhere. I mean, it could even be if you go to a church or something where you go alone. There may be other people around, but the sort of purpose of going there is kind of quiet reflection. I'm kind of getting from that. Okay, let's just pull some more cards. So I think we'll try and narrow down this location a little bit more, and then we'll have a look at sort of what will catch your eye about this person when you do come across them, and then we'll try and get a little bit of a peek at the timing about when this might happen, when you might meet this person. Okay, so tell us a bit more about this location or the circumstances of meeting this person. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Cups and the Chariot. So the 9 of Cups, he is, I mean, he can be a barkeeper. It might well be, yeah, it might well be that you, sometimes if you're feeling a bit stressed, a bit overwhelmed or whatever, you might go somewhere, coffee shop, bar, somewhere where there's sort of a friendly host. Maybe you might well know them, or the service, you might well sort of be familiar with them, so I don't think you feel uncomfortable there. But I think it's somewhere where you might go sort of after work, during your commute, or before work, to sort of gather yourself before you step into the sort of daily humdrum of everyone else being around. So either take some time for yourself. So as I say, quite possibly it's a bar that you're happy to go into by yourself because everyone's sort of friendly. You know a lot of people there. You know the barkeep. Could be that you pop in on the way home, or you don't mind taking yourself there. It's kind of what I'm getting from those. Okay, let's see what will catch your eye about this person when you first stumble across them. Hopefully not stumbling across them from being in the bar too long, but let's see. Okay, tell us more what will catch pile 2's eye about this person. 6 of Pentacles. So quite possibly someone who's happy to buy you a drink, or make sure you get home all right with this 8 of Cups. So yeah, I think it's someone who's sort of thoughtful, kind, sharing type, and make sure that you go the right way, get home safely at the end of the night, or if it's sort of a coffee shop, they're sort of happy to call you a cab, or make sure that you get to your train station, so or you're back to your car. Someone who is sort of caring with the cups, and the Pentacles is kind of down to earth, sharing. Okay, we'll try and get just one card here for the timing, so otherwise it'll get confusing. Okay, tell us about when pile 3 is going to meet this person. the Emperor. So we've got, I mean, that is number 4 of the major arcana. So it's quite possible, yeah, and it's a card of Aries. So that would suggest sort of April time, I think. So yeah, that would suggest April. Okay, let's pull a few clarifiers. Try and get a bit more. Actually, I'll use this. So this place that you go to confidently enough by yourself. I mean, it could be somewhere online that you escape to almost. It's that kind of vibe. Is that kind of like, shutting out the noise of the world in this place. You don't have to worry about things. You kind of let go of thoughts for a moment, or still your thoughts, because you don't feel stressed. So whether it is something that you just become absorbed in online, or might even be reading a book, I guess, but I'm kind of getting the feeling with these cards that it's somewhere sociable that you take yourself. Could be a book club. Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords. So yeah, somewhere where there is a bit of banter, a bit of sort of intellectual wit, a bit of, camaraderie possibly. So yeah, I think it is probably somewhere where you do meet other people, but it just sort of gives you a bit of a reset. Maybe you don't feel pressured to necessarily get involved in the conversation if you're not in the mood, but it's somewhere where I think it quite easily sort of develops into a nice situation. Might be online, might be a chat room, whatever, where you can just sort of lurk in the background, or you can get involved and put your point forward. And the Strength card. So yeah, I think it just kind of gives you a bit of a reset, gives you a bit of a boost, settles your qualms, your mental qualms, somewhere where you come out feeling happier and feeling glad that you've been just relaxed, more relaxed. The Eight of Wands, yeah, kind of restores a bit of energy for you to then either go about your day, if this is a coffee shop on the way to work, or, go home and actually sort of do the hoovering, or get up from the computer and go and do something, go for a walk, whatever. It's something that gives you a kickstart to do something, but you do indulge in it and you enjoy it. Okay, so this person that you come across, as I say, looks like someone who is sort of keen to make sure you're okay, make sure that you get home safely, or make sure that, people are nice to you, possibly, a bit protective. I'm kind of getting from that Six of Pentacles. Okay, tell us more about pile 3, what catches their eye when they come across this person. Tell us, pile 3, what catches their eye. Okay, so we've got the Page of Wands, the Magician, and the Ace of Swords. So I think it's kind of someone who is, and getting kind of, obviously the kind, nice bit, they kind of look after you. You feel a bit looked after by them. But I'm getting that they're also someone who's a bit, I want to say spunky, a bit fiery, and can kind of turn anything into maybe a deep conversation or a fulfilling conversation with this Ace of Swords. I think, yeah, maybe like you just have good banter with them because they're fast, they're sharp, fast moving with this Page of Wands, and this Magician. Yeah, they can turn almost anything into an interesting conversation or an interesting bit of information with this Ace of Swords. So yeah, I think that's what you're drawn to, that they're quite caring and they're sort of looking out for you, looking after you a little bit. They've got that aspect, but I think it's just good banter, really, with these 3 cards. So yeah, I think that's what draws you to them. Yeah, energize you, help to energize you, quite potentially. Okay, we will just try and pull one for this timing card. So I'm saying April is looking quite possible with that Emperor there. Let's see. Just one, please. Otherwise we will be confused. Oops. 10 of Pentacles. So, I mean, that's sort of October time. Pentacles tend to be, give you more of a wintry feel. And the 10. So I'm going to say somewhere between October and April next year, quite possibly. 10, and what if it was 10 months, that would be September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So yeah, somewhere between October, possibly up to May, June, but I'm sort of thinking it's quite heavily in the Aries season, quite possibly. Okay, pile 3, I hope that resonated. If it did, please drop me a message, let me know. Let me know next year if you remember this reading when you meet this person, and I'll see you next time.